All right, ladies. So we are on, and tonight I am so thrilled because we are going to start off hearing from two of the top consultants in our unit. So first, we're going to hear from brand new hot red jacket Deborah Foley. I cannot even wait. And she's rocking that red jacket out tonight, and you guys are going to get to hear how she got there and how she did it. And I can't wait. And then also, Carrie Helling is going to share about her experience this last weekend at Career Conference in Pittsburgh. So she's just going to rock it out too. I can't wait to hear what she has to say and what she just kind of learned and why she had fun there. So, all right, Deborah, we're just going to have you take it away.
Oh, good. So yes, I am sporting my new red jacket, and it does feel pretty great to have it. Well, I will say that it has been a journey. I actually started with my business in 2015. So the end of this month is actually 2 years for me. And so for those that don't know, I was a full-time art teacher during that time, and I was getting married at the time, and that's really why I started. And I don't know, it's just been a really big journey. I did it very part-time when I first started, but we ended up moving to North Carolina, and I did take a full-time teaching position here. And it was actually pretty horrible. I felt very overwhelmed and stressed, and it just was not a good environment. And so I was like, well, maybe I can see where this Mary Kay thing will go. And really that was my goal all along. Because there's definitely a lot of things, at least for me with teaching, that I didn't really enjoy. So I've been working on my business a little bit more. And I will say that I do put a lot of time into my business. It's sometimes a little more than sometimes, you'll put work into your business, and it's tough when you don't see results. And so, like I said, it's been 2 years that I've been in my business, and, I felt like it was a long time coming to get into my red jacket. And for the most part, those whole 2 years, I was this close to a red jacket. And so it's definitely exciting finally being in it. I remember my first year that I started, actually it was the first couple months I went to seminar that year, and it was just very motivating and exciting. And then I got married, and I didn't do anything for an entire year. I didn't do a party, I didn't hold a facial, anything like that for an entire year. And so I know that really took a lot out of my business. So it's been really exciting actually getting back into it. So from the start of the year, that's really where I started focusing on my business as a business. And every month since then, I've actually seen it grown a lot. So not only in terms of red jacket status, which I'm not the sole purpose, that I'm in this, it's because of my team, which I'm always so excited to see 2 of them jumping on here every single week. But really, I can't do any of that without them. And, it's been interesting and exciting to see my business, in different aspects. So with team members, and like I said, it's not always easy, even with team members. I have 2 great ones on here right now, Emily and Carrie. But I had 2 girls sign up, one right after the other, literally a week apart, and didn't do anything except order the starter kit, and things like that happen. And, you continue to move forward. And there's definitely been a lot of times that I felt I think I don't know if this is if I'm going to cut it for this, but then also in the back of my mind, I always think, but if you quit now, how do you know, you never would have made it, And so I think that's what really motivates me, is just thinking that if I give up now, there's so much potential out there that I could be missing out on. And if I never continue to take that chance, I may never get there, or obviously I won't get there. So that's why I keep doing it. And so like I said, in terms of red jacket, I credit that all to my team. And, I definitely did some pushing, at least with a few. But in general, It's really them working their businesses and being supportive and, being there for you. And with, that continuing on, I'm looking to, move into a director position, eventually here, but it does take a lot of work, and, don't get discouraged if things don't happen, in a snap, because I definitely look at other people that I see in the company, and like, it seems like they just move up like so quickly. And I'm like, how do they do that? Like, and I start to become like jealous, and I'm like, why hasn't that been for me? Because I'm like, I put in all the effort, I do what I'm supposed to, but half the time it doesn't work out for me. And I'm like, maybe it's just me. But I think, every consultant experiences, success and difficulties, in different strides. And it's just all in how you continue your business. And for me, it's definitely taken a lot of time, but it's helped me grow in a lot of ways and be comfortable in a lot of other things, which has really helped me as, I continue to move forward. So yeah, there's that. And then I know Leslie wanted me to just kind of give a little discussion about like what I've been doing for in terms of like business management more recently. So throughout the last 2 years, actually during like after taxes and everything, I've shown like a loss in my business, like a slight loss, because I've done it super part-time the last 2 years. So for me, like in terms of tax time, my accountant's always like, that you have a loss in your business. I'm like, yes, I know. Like, but it's really like a lot of that is accredited to because I like never took like good, documentation of things. So like I would sell something to someone, but I wouldn't write a sales ticket, because it was like someone that like I'm good friends with, or like it was just in passing. And, so things like that would just like fall through the cracks. So, by the time, January comes around and I'm trying to remember everything, half the time I forget. So, so from the start of the year this year, I made it a point to focus on keeping good books. And so I just started an Excel spreadsheet that works for me. So everybody's going to be different on that. It's not going to be the same for everyone. But I really just broke it down into the different categories that it comes down to at the end of tax time. And I just broke it down so that, especially during that time, it will be a lot easier for me to file everything. Can I screen share on here, Les?
I know I can.
Okay.
If I could maybe make you.
Can you see mine?
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Okay. All right. So you'll see all my numbers, and I'm okay with that. But this is my Excel sheet just for like my sales. And this helps me also keep track of who bought what and at what time. So then I can remind myself later to follow up with that 2 + 2 + 2, because that's one thing I'm absolutely horrible at. So I just broke it down by putting like the month and then the actual number date that they ordered it, and then specifically what products, because I think it's important when you're following up with people that you make it a little bit more personal instead of just saying like, are you running low on products? I think if you're like being a little more personal with the things that like, that they order from you, I think they're more willing to replace that if they are running low. And then configuring in terms of like retail, what that would cost, what they actually paid for it, and then configuring tax, and then the customers. So for me, at the end of each month, then I total everything and just highlight it in yellow so that at the end of the year, I can just add 12 numbers together instead of having to go through all my sales tickets and adding them all at one time. But you can see here that so they always say a track number grows, but you can see in January, my sales were at 433, and then it almost doubled in February, so 806, and then it grew even more in March to 992, and then I'm already, I think, over 200 for this month. So I think that for me, by actually keeping a better a better book system, I've actually seen not only success in terms of like sharing my business and things like that, but I've actually seen more success in like seeing my profit. And so now I don't know how to unscreen share. Oh, there it is.
I was like, I don't know how to do it on your end either, so I hope you fix it.
So for me though, I've actually, like in my bank account now, my Mary Kay bank account, I actually see a profit in there. So like, not only do I have like my inventory that I have here, but I actually see like money profit in there too. And that's been like the first like big exciting thing, you know, because I started seeing that this year. And then, you know, I started moving into like, you know, that leadership position, and, you know, that definitely helps, you know, in the long run, in terms of being able to make, you know, a little bit more of that passive income. But yeah, I mean, I know I posted the other day too, like I've been doing a lot of Facebooking since I'm new to this area. So like, I know a very limited number of people, you know, and I've had a lot of people who are like, nope, not interested. Like that one lady who sent that mean message to me, you know, the other day. But, you know, I've gotten plenty of those, but I continue to like move on. And I had a lady the other day who came to my apartment and did a facial with me. And I, for some reason, was like super nervous before she got here. Cause I don't know, sometimes I feel like people's expectations of like what's going to happen is like not always what actually happens like during my facials. And I'm like, I don't know. So I was like super nervous, and she was like the sweetest lady. And she ended up buying, you know, close to $120 worth of stuff. And like, it was just a very exciting feeling knowing that like, I don't know this lady from anything, you know, but by putting myself out there and reaching out to her, you know, I was able to make that sale and make that connection. And, you know, through that, you can continue to move forward. And, you know, like I said, you're not always going to have success. There's definitely, like I did a facial, you know, a few days before hers. And, you know, the one girl, she didn't buy anything, you know, and it happens. And, you know, you just have to continue to move on, and you find success. And so those are my little tips that I would give. But don't be discouraged. You're not the only one ever going through those things. So
awesome.
So just know you're not alone, and you've got all of us behind you.
That's right. Thank you so much for sharing.
Moving on.
No, you're awesome.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate it. So just some great tips there. And I'm sure if you ever have questions, you can reach out to Deborah too, and she'd be more than willing to just share her little secrets and tips and all that with you. So thanks so much for sharing, and congrats on being in red. So exciting. All right, next up we've got Carrie Helling. So Carrie works a full-time job, and she's very busy and has very little time, and decided to go to Career Conference anyways, and have fun with me for the weekend. But Carrie, I cannot wait to hear what you learned, just some things you learned, reasons why these girls should invest in their business and go to seminar with us this summer. So yeah, Carrie, take it away. Let's hear from you.
Okay, so like Leslie said, I am a full-time school psychologist. Right now is my busy time of the year, so I'm probably working like 50, 60 hours a week, writing reports until midnight, 1 a.m., and going to work at 7, 8 in the morning the next day. So I learned like there were so many women there that were just as busy as me, if not more busy than me, and were like in these high up positions, and they're like, being busy is just an excuse. You need to find, like, you can always find time if you truly want it. So I've been really focusing on trying to make sure that I do like my weekly plan. And when I actually look at my time, there's always like 2 hours every single day that I can devote to Mary Kay. But when you just sit there and you're like, oh, I'm so busy with my job, you would overlook all that time. So I've been really focusing on trying to do that. And it was such a blast. I mean, I took pages and pages of notes on just like silly things that I would never think of, like showing, like one thing that just keeps sticking in my mind because I'm such a visual person is like sticking, I think it was like a prune or some fruit in like a jar and having one where it's like all dried out and one with water or something to demonstrate just how important moisturization is. And it's just like little things like that I don't know, I just would never think of on my own. But it was so much fun. They give away lots of prizes. We didn't win anything, or I didn't at least, but that's okay. Um, and then for seminar, what are they giving away? I think it's Kate Spade earrings, which are beautiful, and I really want to win those.
If three of you go, so we need 3 consultants to go.
Yeah.
Then we all get Kate Spade earrings. All of us that go.
So
wait, so only if you have 3 go, like you automatically get them?
I know, because I was like, I don't know if I want to go, but
now she does.
I came home and told my husband, like, okay, I'm going to seminar, so be prepared. I'm going to get earrings. And he's like, okay, I get it. So yeah, just like, I would say that was my biggest takeaway, is just like, don't let all the other things in your life become excuses. Like my goal is to get out of my position. I'm tired of putting so much effort and time into my job at the school and not getting a lot of return out of it. And just more and more being on my plate. So I'm really trying to focus on like the bigger picture, like to support my family and to really be there with my family instead of working nonstop. So yeah, it was very fun, and you should go. We had a blast, even though it was kind of a disaster getting there with the rain, but we made it.
We did.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Carrie. Tell them like one reason that you think they should go to seminar other than just the earrings, because the earrings are a really good reason. But like, other than that, what do you think they would get from it if they went? Like, why do you think they'll benefit?
I think you would just get a lot, like a wealth of knowledge just from people who have been there, done that, tried and true tips. And something about just being around a lot of other really successful people really like motivates me and gets me pumped to keep working my business more and more. So I think it's just being around all those people would be definitely a big thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a huge reason that I love to go, is just to be around the big girls in Mary Kay, because there's something about hearing their story that makes you realize I could do this too. You know, she was like me, and she was super successful with it, and I think I can do this too. So, and seminar, by the way, if you don't know what seminar is, it's in Dallas. It's in July. I go every year and I love it. This year it's from July 19th to the 23rd. So actually the actual dates are the 20th to the 23rd. I'm going to get there on the 19th, a day early, so that I can have more fun and relax a little bit. But yeah, you guys think about that, check your schedule and come with us. Okay. Because we're going to have a blast there. And if you don't go, you're going to regret it. I promise you, you're going to miss out on Kate Spade earrings. Okay. So you want to come, trust me. All right. Thank you guys so much for sharing. I appreciate it. And I'm going to kind of move through some things here a little bit quickly so I can get to highlighting and contouring. But I do want to show you guys really quick. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so these were our March charm winners, all right? So we have Marissa Ledford, Marsha Glasgow, Deborah Foley, Carrie Helling, and Lacey Pisano. So way to go, ladies. Congratulations. And I'm just going to scroll up here. There's Carrie at Career Conference. So these are the charms this month you can earn. Okay, so real quick. So if you sell 450 wholesale and listen to all the webinars this month, you're going to get either the bracelet or one of these 2 charms that are posted there with the diamond studs on them. If you sell 500 this month and hold 3 total appointments, either career surveys or facials or parties, so any of those in any order, and listen to the webinars, you get one of those cool anchor charms. And then if you order 600 wholesale, so the last category is focus on the order. So the wholesale order, and there's a reason behind that. So if you do that, you're actually going to get one of these really cool, like engraved charms that are gorgeous. I think they're so fun. So order 600 wholesale, hold 2 appointments, and do 5 career surveys and listen to the webinar. So it's kind of a high goal, I know, but I know you guys can do it. And then also, if you hit that 600 wholesale order, a reason that I had that is because you also get this charm bracelet from the company. So can you guys see this? Everybody see it? Okay. So this charm bracelet is like a double stacked bracelet, and it's beautiful. It says your attitude determines your altitude. So if you place a $600 wholesale order this month, you're going to get that bracelet, and like, who doesn't want that bracelet? So It's gorgeous. So you guys definitely want that. Let me just see if there was anything else I wanted to share. I don't think in my screen share. So, and I have on my charm bracelet tonight, and I flipped it inside out, and I actually think I like this color better. So it's kind of like a minty green on the other side, and this side's, I don't even know what this color is, like a brown, gray, steel kind of thing. And then this is my Eat Dessert First bracelet that I got from Career Conference, which was really fun. So you guys, it's not too late. They're giving away these bracelets for the next 3 months as well. Mary Kay is for a $600 wholesale order. So, so focus this month, you guys. Carrie made an awesome goal poster. I finally got my butt in gear and made my goal poster this last weekend. Make a goal poster. You guys have no idea how powerful that is. Even if it's not the size of a poster, like if it's just for this month, put it on a piece of paper, put it on your fridge, put it somewhere you're going to see it every day, and it will drive you to success. Like Deborah said, attract goal. What is it? Attract goal. Why am I not remembering this right now? She's like, let me. Like,
I thought it was like attract number grows or something like that.
That's it. Not a goal. So attract number grows. So when you track your numbers, they grow and they increase. And I've seen that with so many of you guys, even just in tracking these charm bracelets. So, so you guys are doing really awesome with that. All right. Next thing I want to do, I do want to screen share to show you guys our social media, not princess this week, but princesses. So I have 2 princesses this week, and I've got to get to them here. So give me 1 second. Okay, so our first princess, and I don't think she could get on because she was struggling probably with the new ID. I don't even know what happened there. So our first princess is Emily Mortimer. So yay, Emily. And she's not on right now. But the reason that I loved Emily's page her post this last week, she did a lot of pictures with her makeup. Her makeup looks fabulous in this picture. And her sweet little girl Ainsley in there. I thought this was cute, just tagging people. And if you guys are good at getting people to tag others, that's so awesome because you're getting new people to work with. So you just have people that are already on, like in your group, tag people that are not, and then they get entered to win a prize. So that's really helpful as well. Emily was talking about the 100% customer satisfaction policy. So that's a huge reason that women order products from Mary Kay. So don't forget about that, and don't underestimate the power of that backing on our products, because a lot of women don't like spending money on makeup or skincare because they're afraid they're going to lose money if they don't like it. You don't have to worry about that. Okay, our second winner, and the reason I have 2 winners this time is because I literally could not choose one. Both of these were so good, so I just picked 2. So I just made my own rule and said, I'm going to pick 2 this week. And our second winner is Marissa Foster. So yay, Marissa. All right, and hers I loved. So she incorporated a poll like we talked about. I thought this first post was cute. I don't love it because I sell it. I sell it because I love it. And I thought that was awesome. So cute. A poll, if you could leave the house with just one makeup item, what would it be? That was clever and cute. Well, what else do I have on here? Just featuring products. Pictures of them. Pictures are so good. Always do pictures. Okay. And this is the reason that I was like, I have to post Marissa, because this makes my day every time I see this. Marissa, do you mind answering a question for me real quick?
No, go ahead.
Okay. How do you get these girls to take pictures of themselves and post them? Because it's one thing for you to post a picture of them, but it's a whole nother thing for them to post a picture of themselves in your page. So how do you get them to do that?
They're my girlfriends. They're just my friends.
Okay.
They know I love taking pictures, and whenever Jess won that mascara, I just simply asked her, I said, hey, can you please post a selfie of your new mascara? And she was like, of course.
Awesome.
So,
awesome.
yeah.
Okay. I think that's free advertising. If your friends or customers are posting pictures of themselves, that's fantastic. So I would say to all of you guys, if you have facials or parties or any kind of appointments this week or this month, do that. That's really, really cool. So great job, ladies. Very, very good. Okay. So I'm going to move into highlighting and contouring now. And I am going to, hold on 1 second. Okay. I just had to get myself on the big screen so I could see what I was doing. So we're going to talk about highlighting and contouring. And I've got, what time is it? All right, I've got about 8 minutes, so I'm gonna do this kind of quickly. My skin right now, if you notice, it looks a little bit oily and shiny. So I only have CC cream on my face for a foundation. And if you're oily like me, you need powder. So I do powder over top usually. But if you have drier skin or normal skin, you can do CC cream by itself. But a lot of girls, you'll see like the big thing with highlighting and contouring, and I even posted a picture. It was like a picture of Kim Kardashian on our in our group. But a lot of girls will do this crazy, like, you know, you've seen like the stripes, like the light stripe and the dark, and they look like Native Americans, kind of like with stripes in the face. So you'll see that a lot in the videos when girls do these YouTube videos or Instagram videos, and that's great. But honestly, you guys, it's really hard to get that look blended well when you're using liquids all over your face and really dark and really light just all over. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, just Google highlighting and contouring after you get off here and you'll see it. You'll see what I'm talking about, just those pictures of like the dark and light foundation all over the face. So I have a little bit of a shortcut that I think works better. I even tried it out just to make sure. I did like the crazy stripes and I blended it as well as I could. And these powders do just as good of a job. So unfortunately, I could not find my under eye corrector. I had it earlier today and now I don't. So I'm going to use our old yellow concealer to do this, which is not quite as effective. But I do think it's really important to really highlight this inside of the face, like under the eye here, and almost like a triangle right here on the face, okay? So that's really important. And I'll just kind of start there. So I'm just taking a concealer and I already, like I said, I already have a base of CC cream on my face. So I like to do my base first. 10 minutes. All right. Okay, so keep that nice and light. And I've talked about this. If you guys know me, I've talked about this like 1,000,001 times, but you want to highlight the inside of the face and you want to darken the outside of your face when you're highlighting and contouring. So you guys see already how that's kind of making a difference. You can kind of see that that's just looking a little bit different. And I'm also going to use this concealer in a couple of other areas. So one is going to be on my chin. And specifically for me, I tend to get a lot of redness in this area as well as in this. So everywhere that's supposed to be highlighted on my face, I get a lot of redness. So that's great, right? And then also like the forehead. So inside of the forehead. And you can use, I was going to use my under eye corrector to do this. You can use whatever concealer that you have, or a lighter foundation also works for this. So a lighter liquid foundation.
Would you recommend the under eye corrector for all skin tones, or would you adjust?
That's a good question. So if you have really light skin, you might want to use the light ivory concealer. So, and that's kind of the same thing with, and I'll talk about that in 1 second, but kind of the same thing with all of this is that you kind of need to tweak it based on your skin color and your skin tone. So I'll explain. So I'm using the yellow right now. And yeah, again, not everybody does well with yellow. I have beige skin with yellow undertones, so it works well for me. So I highlighted the inside of my face, and I'm going to go another extra step, and I'm going to take an Ivory 1 mineral powder, and I'm going to dust this on the inside of my face as well. So this is just a mineral powder in a lighter shade. So I typically use beige 1. So this is then, it's quite a few shades lighter than my typical shade. And then I'm just going to kind of highlight that same area. Oh, another place you want to do a little bit of highlight, which I forgot. I don't really know why, but it does look nice, is right here. So just like, I forget what that's called. That little area. Okay, and then, so that's the highlight. And the easiest way to remember highlight contouring, if you're in a hurry and you just want to do it really quickly, like, again, those YouTube videos with all the crazy lines in the face gets too crazy for me. So if you imagine that there's a dot on the top of your forehead, bottom of your chin, and outside corner of your eyes, and you connect that dot, you basically want to highlight everything inside of that. Okay, so it's like connect the dots and highlight everything inside of it. There's one area we're going to contour in there, and I'll show you that in a second. And then you want to darken everything outside of that. So basically your goal in highlighting and contouring is to create the perfect oval on your face. And nobody has a perfect oval, so you're creating that by highlighting that inside of the face, okay? So the second thing we're going to do, I'm going to kind of show you like the stripe I was talking about, but I'm going to use our And now we only have one shade of bronzer. So this is definitely not going to work for all of you. On some people, this is going to be too dark, and on others, it's going to be too light. So again, you can then go up higher shades in your mineral powder foundation to do this. You don't have to use a bronzer. I just lucked out. This bronzer works for my skin color. So we're going to take and we're going to first off bronze just right under the cheekbone, almost creating like a triangle again here. So your base of your triangle is there, and then you're kind of coming out with it. Okay. So that's the first place we're going to contour. And the goal with highlighting and contouring is really to blend well. So do you guys see the difference already in that though? It's going to slim the face up. It's going to make your face look slimmer. So that's always nice. But also we're going to do that. And then we're also going to kind of hit the chin bone here, or the jawbone. I'm sorry, not chin bone, the jawbone. And then you can kind of like brush it under here so it blends well. You don't want to have like an orange looking pumpkin face. And then also I will start down, I'll kind of go upward with this when I do it, but also, so, you know, contouring again outside that area. Yeah, and I did all of this earlier today. I used liquid on all of this, and I did like, I use like deep CC cream to do this with and all that. And at the end of the day, it didn't look good. It did not look well blended. So I swear those girls in those YouTube videos that look so great, they like airbrush themselves with something, I think, or did something in between like what you saw and what actually happened. And then I'm just going to kind of take a brush and just kind of blend all this together then. And it might not be super noticeable right now, like as you're looking at me from the webinar, from the camera view here, but it really does make a big difference for pictures when you're doing pictures and things to do this. So when I do bridal makeup, I always highlight and contour for the bridesmaids, for the, you know, for the bride, for the mother of the bride, and see how quick that was. It's actually very quick. It doesn't take a long time. And then I would obviously throw on some cheek color. This is my favorite cheek color, and as you can tell, I'm almost out of it. So I just like a little bit of pop of cheek, and you don't do the cheek color on a big bold area. You just do a little narrow area of it, and it just kind of pops everything. And then you can also use the highlighter in this right on top of that. All right. So that's it. Any questions? We have 4 minutes left. And I feel a lot better now because my face isn't shining because I have my powder on.
Well, Leslie, can you use like a really dark mineral powder foundation? Because like sometimes the bronzer, the shininess from it just doesn't look good with my oily skin.
Yes, you absolutely can. And I would say, so for me, I would probably, like, I'm a beige 1. I don't know if a beige 2 would be quite dark enough. I do know the bronze one has a lot of like red undertones in it. So I might even go to like a bronze 2 for myself. So just kind of depending, I mean, I would probably go up 2 to 3 shades. And when I say 2 to 3 shades, like we have beige 1, then beige 1.5, then beige 2, and then bronze 1. So it kind of jumps around a little bit goofy, but yeah. Absolutely. And sometimes, and that's a great point, Carrie. You don't, like our bronzer does have a little bit of like a shimmer to it. It's not super intense, but it's definitely there. So if you feel like that's just too much, definitely use a mineral powder or even a pressed powder in a darker color too. Mm-hmm. Good question. Any other questions?
You mentioned highlighting or contouring something in the middle portion of the face.
Oh, thanks.
Did you show that?
I didn't do it. I forgot. That's why I like you guys, because you helped me out. Okay. So the other thing we're going to contour is the inner, or is the outer parts of the nose. So like I highlighted this top part. So we're also going to contour right here. And I took myself in gallery view, so now I can't really see if that looks good. So hopefully. Thank you, Deborah. So also the sides of the nose. Mm-hmm.
Yep. I thought that's what it was going to be.
Yeah. So, and I'm going to, the winner of this is going, I'm going to send you a bronzer. And if I think the bronzer is good for you, I'll send you a bronzer. If I don't think the bronzer is going to be good for you for contouring, I'll send you a color that I think will be in either mineral powder or pressed powder for our winner. Okay. Yay. Thanks for hopping on, guys. Sorry about the mix up with the meeting ID. I don't know what happened there, but like I was telling the girls earlier, I notice it like 10 minutes before it starts, and then I panic and start sending out text messages and have to change it. So I appreciate you guys being flexible and still hopping on. and have a great, great week.
You too.
Bye, guys.